Inside the silent walls of the Vatican, something big just happened that could totally change the Pope's whole time in office. Cardinal BURKE had a private meeting with Pope Leo XIV to talk about a really hot topic. What's going to happen with the old-style church services? They haven't said anything official, but what Burke has said is enough to stir things up among everyone in the church. What comes out of this meeting could mean a huge change for how church services are done. For weeks, the traditionalist Catholic world has been anxiously watching every move of Pope Leo XIV, wondering if the new papacy will bring a different phase regarding the celebration of the Eucharist. Many have seen his election as a special chance to fix the problems from recent times, especially after the old ways of worship faced more and more rules. The quick support from important people like Cardinal BURKE immediately raised hopes. Maybe, finally, we can see a real change. In various circles, people started to whisper, though carefully, about a possible comeback. The usual insiders spread opposing ideas about the Pope's own preferences for church services. On one side, those who think he likes the old ways. On the other, those who say he's completely with the new ideas. Beyond the hallway gossip, the most important thing is the Pope's willingness to listen. In a time with often unclear messages and confusing decisions, the fact that some cardinals connected to the old ways are able to get a meeting and attention is already a big sign. It's in this very mood of waiting and thinking that Cardinal BURKE's plan comes into play. He's ready to put himself out there again on a topic that's not just about church services, but about what it truly means to be the church. The cardinal himself shared that he had already spoken directly with Pope Leo XIV about the future of the traditional service. This approach, while it brings back hope for many faithful who love the old Roman rite, also causes problems in the Vatican hallways, where modern services seem to be more popular. Burke's plan has caused different reactions among the faithful. Some see it as a brave act, others worry about possible disagreements within the church. Even with the difficulties, Burke keeps supporting talking things out and finding a solution that works for everyone. He truly believes that old traditions can live happily alongside new ideas. Despite facing resistance, Cardinal BURKE remains steadfast in his mission. He believes that true faith requires courage, even when it means standing alone against the tide of change. His actions inspire both hope and debate within the church, reminding everyone that tradition and renewal can coexist when guided by conviction and dialogue. If you appreciate our informational efforts and share our principles of honesty and clarity, please consider buying a super thanks. Every publication needs dedication, research, and hard work, and we are completely self-sufficient. Your contribution helps us keep doing this work. We sincerely thank you. You can also support us by sharing our videos with friends and family, subscribing to our channel, or leaving a comment. Every little bit helps us continue our mission. Thank you for being part of our community. Burke, who was connected by video call during the celebration of the 60th anniversary of the Latin Mass Society of London, shared that he made a special request to the Holy Father. It sounds like both a prayer and a way to stand up for something. He asked that this way of worship, which has helped many saints grow, be given back its honor and freedom. And today, it's slowly being pushed aside. The cardinal clearly said he hopes Pope Leo XIV will follow the example of Benedict XVI by ending what he clearly called an unfair treatment within the church community. Burke's story touched the hearts of those listening. Many saw his request as a sign of hope for the future of traditional worship. His strong will to protect religious freedom was met with cheers and deep emotion. Many faithful people, connected from all over the world, hoped that the Pope would agree to Burke's request, seeing it as a chance to bring together old traditions and new ways. That's right, persecution, because that's how many Catholics see the growing exclusion of the traditional rite, not just as a pastoral decision, but as a real dislike. Burke has already told the Pope that this issue needs to be addressed urgently, hoping that what Summorum Pontificum put in place can be brought back, and maybe even more, building on that bright and protective vision that Benedict had laid out for the Church. This sense of exclusion has led many faithful to feel isolated within their own communities, struggling to find a place where their traditions are respected. Despite these challenges, many continue to gather in private, keeping their faith alive and supporting one another through adversity. Their perseverance is a testament to the enduring power of tradition and the hope that, one day, their voices will be heard. These statements are much more than just a public talk. They are a message. It's a call that echoes in the Vatican, bringing the importance of tradition back to the center of church discussions. It was pushed aside too quickly and carelessly by those who now make decisions about church services. His take on Traditionis Custodes, the paper where Pope Francis greatly limited access to the traditional Mass, was immediately harsh. He called it a tough and extreme act, pointing out not just the legal problems with the text, but also how it doesn't fit with what church services are truly about. According to Burke, this document caused confusion and made many bishops put in place strict rules. These rules don't really fit what people need in their church life, but instead come from an idea about changing church services. In a talk a few months ago, the Cardinal said again that this situation is very sad for many believers. He said the old Mass isn't just something from the past, but a spiritual gift that keeps feeding the souls of those who practice it. He believes that stopping its celebration is like taking away something good and helpful that belongs to Catholics. This is happening without a real reason from the Church or from faith. Because of this idea, he decided to talk to the Pope, hoping to change things. Across the world, many Catholic communities have responded to these changes with a mix of sorrow and determination. In some places, believers have organized special gatherings to keep the traditional Mass alive, even when facing restrictions. Their resilience shows how deeply these rights are valued and how important it is for the Church to listen to all voices. It's no accident that among the first to show their support were Cardinal Burke and Cardinal Robert Sarah, two of the most well-known supporters of traditional worship. Their support, for many, was a sign. Maybe something this time could really change. And it's not just wishful thinking. Important voices, like Bishop Athanasius Schneider, have already publicly asked the Pope to completely get rid of Traditionis Custodes. For Schneider, the limits put on the old rite are not just unfair to some of God's people, but also a true denial of the Church's traditional way of worship. He believes this break needs to be fixed, giving full freedom back to the traditional way of worship. Meanwhile, new alliances are forming among clergy and laypeople who support the traditional liturgy. Online forums, conferences, and petitions have become powerful tools for sharing experiences and building solidarity. This growing network is shaping the conversation about the future of worship in the Church. At the same time, there's a lot of talk about Pope Leo XIV's own past with church services. Some people say he used to perform the old Mass when he was a cardinal, while others strongly deny it. So far, no clear proof has shown up. But what's most important, besides all the guesses, is the path he chooses for his time as Pope. Will he decide to listen to the requests of cardinals, bishops, and regular church members who like the old ways? Or will he keep going down the path of change? That's the question that's keeping a big part of the Catholic world on edge today. Everything points to the topic of liturgy not being a small matter, but the real turning point for Pope Leo XIV's time as Pope. How he handles tradition, especially the old Mass, will decide not only peace in the Church's worship, but also how trustworthy his time as Pope will be, a time meant to fix what others have broken too quickly. The next decisions will be super important. What do you think? If this video helped you, type Amen in the comments. God bless you.